Done in my life.
Clearly, and for anyone listening, because lockdown, I think, is changing a lot of people's priorities, changing a lot of the ways we look at the world. There you go, 43 years old, complete change of course, both literally and of course in terms of life as well. I like that as an example to us all. And thank you. 12:30 is the time. Tim Humphrey is here with your headlines.
Boris Johnson says he's very optimistic that he'll be able to remove all coronavirus restrictions in England by June the 21st under his four-stage plan for lifting lockdown. But the Prime Minister has again warned nothing is guaranteed. Airlines say they've already seen a huge surge in bookings following the announcement international travel could resume in mid-May at the earliest. EasyJet says purchases on flights by UK customers have more than tripled, while traffic on Thomas Cook's website has jumped 75%. New figures show 726,000 fewer people are on company payrolls in the UK than before the start of the pandemic. The unemployment rate has risen again to 5.1% in the 3 months to December. The weather wet and windy in the north, but drier, brighter and mild in the south with a high of 13.
This is LBC.
At 3, we know there's some things only business owners can do, like expertly juggling being the CEO, head of sales, and decoder of those 2 a.m. ideas on your phone.
Now that's an interesting idea.
But what we can do is promise your business a network with 99% UK coverage at a price that beats our biggest competitors. Search 3 Business Price Promise.
3. Voice coverage by population Jan 21. Our price promise meets a direct business quote from E, Vodafone or OT for mobile and SIM-only plans. Terms apply. c3.co.uk.
Helping Marvellous is the UK's patient-led heart failure charity. Heart failure is when your heart doesn't pump blood around the body properly. It can affect anyone, old and young. I know, right? But if you get diagnosed early, you can live with it. So remember, BEAT, B-E-A-T. Breathless, exhausted, ankle swelling, time to ask your GP for a simple blood test. Learn more and donate now at pumpingmarvellous.org.
These are not just hot cross buns. These are award-winning M&S hot cross buns. Try the melt in the mouth, extremely chocolatey buns bursting with rich chocolate chunks, or our uniquely spiced luxury buns with Fostisa currants and lemon peel. Any 2 packs for £2.50. Selected stores only. Prices may vary. T's and C's apply.
So I think that's the sound of a yodeler who's just bought a used car from Kazoo. He's done it completely online, and it comes safely delivered with a 7-day money-back guarantee. So he's got time to make sure he really loves it. Yeah, that's what it was. Alpine Fresh. Can you buy a used car with 7 days to decide? Kazoo, yeah you can. Kazoo, the safer way to buy a used car.
A burst pipe. Superheroes crashing through the wall isn't going to help anyone. With Direct Line Landlord Emergency added to your policy, we're on it to send a rather super plumber in 4 hours and guarantee they'll use the doorbell. We can also assemble locksmiths, glaziers, electricians and drainage engineers. Search Direct Line Landlord Emergency. We're on it. Direct Line.
Residential properties. Optional add-on up to 1,500 per caller. Extreme weather conditions may extend response time. Underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
In 1975, Vanguard was founded on a revolutionary idea to help more people become successful investors.
The idea caught on.
People told their friends.
And they told their friends.
Now, Vanguard has 30 million investors worldwide, and it's a Which recommended provider for investment platforms once again in 2020. Join us today. Vanguard, value to investors. When investing, your capital is at risk.
Mercedes-Benz may have to pay thousands of pounds to drivers after they allegedly installed defeat devices to pass vehicle emissions tests. Did you purchase or lease a Mercedes diesel vehicle made between 2009 and 2018? Then you could be entitled to thousands of pounds in compensation, even if you no longer own or lease the car. To find out if you qualify and join the claim, visit mercedesemissionsclaim.co.uk or text JOIN to 85222.
James O'Brien on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
12:34 is the time, and in the latest chapter of the slow and agonising death of irony, Boris Johnson, on a visit to a school, has just claimed that journalists are always abusing people. Different Boris Johnson, of course, to the one that talked about Barack Obama's Kenyan heritage. Kenyan, I think, being the way he pronounced it. From Boris Boris Johnson, of course, who talks about smiling piccaninnies, was it, with watermelon smiles? No, mate, some journalists are always abusing people, others speak truth to power. And some former journalists who've ended up in power are incapable of telling the difference, or supremely confident that their full-lot-tugging followers might be able to understand the difference, that they can simultaneously shout heads and tails, securing the knowledge that however the coin lands, the capped offers will claim victory. I mean, there are days when you wonder whether you're going to get any more conclusive proof of just how morally bereft this whole movement is. But there it is, Boris Johnson, who wrote 2 columns on the question of Brexit, one in support of leaving, one in support of remaining, and decided surely before deadline day on a Sunday which one would appear in the next day's Daily Telegraph. Now he's turned on journalists. Which is going to make it rather hard to explain why he thinks we need free speech champions, isn't it? But that's already quite hard, because the Culture Secretary today is having a meeting with museum heads and the like to talk about the sort of history that he wants to see disseminated by museums and other institutions. So if you can explain to me how the same government can claim that we need free speech champions so that a government appointee can decide what is and what is not acceptable behaviour on university campuses, while also calling in museum heads for a meeting about what sort of history people. And the irony is, of course, that 12:36 is the time. Emma is in Southport to steer us back to school children. Emma, what made you pick up the phone?
I wanted to talk about how homeschooling has gone for us. I've got 8 children.
How many?
Under the age of 12.
Good.
So homeschooling's been quite challenging. We go to 4 different schools, sorry. So there's been,
8 children. 8 children under the age of 12, 4 different schools.
4 different schools.
Are you a glutton for punishment?
Something like that, yes.
Go on, how are you getting on?
At first it was quite challenging, trying to juggle laptops, little kids' tablets with the different school programs.
Yeah.
One of the schools where 4 of the children go to, they have a program classroom that you log into, then you've got to access Purple Mash, then you've got to access Timetable Rockstars. So getting your head around all these different programs and the tablets for logging off. School have been really good and really supportive. They supplied a couple of laptops and any other materials. At one point, I spent £50 in WH Smith buying like books of English and maths, just so that when we didn't have enough electrical items to go around, I could at least sit with a couple of pages and say, well, you work through that while I log on to a program and do something with the other kids. But it's been an absolute nightmare, but we can see the light now with a couple of weeks to go. Hopefully.
And how I mean, the younger they are, I think, I don't want to be lazy, but the younger they are, the easier the journey back will probably be, and the less they've lost, the less they've lost forever, like, being I mean, year 6 is tough. Have you got any in year 6?
Yes, I have.
You must have, actually, by the law of averages. With a 9-month gestation, 9-month pregnancies and 8 children, I should have been able to work out that you got 6, wouldn't I?
Yeah, no, but I've pretty much covered each year group.
Year 6 is probably the toughest, because they've missed out. Year 6 and 7 out of your lot, I would say, were the toughest, because they've missed out on those moments that can never be repeated, haven't they?
Yes. My little guy in year 7, he doesn't want to go back. He wants to be homeschooled.
Yeah.
He actually preferred it, really.
I believe that. Oh, blimey. So, and again, I thank you for being so honest and upfront about it, because the last thing we need is someone with 8 kids ringing up and saying, well, I found it all terribly easy, James. I don't know what all these parents are complaining about. I've got 8 of them. I can't believe you've got people who've only got 3 children ringing in to say how tough it's all been.
No, I have been demented at times.
That's a word we don't use enough.
We're locked in the bathroom now, just so I can have 5 minutes to talk to you.
And what sort of catastrophe are you likely to encounter when you unlock the bathroom door?
Oh no, but they're quite well trained, and I did used to be a prison officer.
This is one of the best calls I've ever taken. I love it. Get out of that locked bathroom now and get back on D-Wing immediately, Emma.
Thank you very much.
Look after yourself. We'll talk again when things are a little calmer at home. Oh, there you go. What's your secret? You've got 8 children under 12 and we're doing homeschooling. What's your secret? I used to be a prison officer. That works. Sally's in Stourbridge, not far from my old manor. Sally, what would you like to say?
Oh, hello, James.
Hello.
I'm a retired teacher.
yeah.
I'm so old, I've been through every incarnation that we've had under education.
But do you know what a fronted adverbial is?
Of course I do.
I won't ask.
My main teaching was under the banner of Every Child Matters.
Yes.
If anyone remembers that, Every Child Matters.
When was
And
that?
I actually think this entire generation of children are